What's up, everybody? What is up? I finally made it. I finally made it. I'm about 13 minutes late, 12 minutes late. What's up, YouTube? How's it going? YouTube. TikTok, what's up? How y'all doing? Hold on, I'm getting a call. What's up, Facebook? Whoopsie, accidentally answered the phone instead of deleting it. uh, there's Melissa Diaz. Thank you for helping me keep on track. You know, it's a full time job around here. How's everybody doing? We are 16 days from Christmas. Can y'all even? It's doesn't even make any sense, does it? Not for me either. So, uh, this year's flown. December has flown uh, just like they all do, right? So you do. You already know. But listen, I already have I had to have my drink. And what's up, everybody? Happy day. Happy Tuesday. I'm excited to get to be here with you guys. And I actually have had a busy day. So I've been running. Check out my t-shirt. I'm Santa's favorite. So just in case, I'm going to let you know and let you see. Santa's favorite. I actually got to see Santa this morning, matter of fact. And so, gosh, I'm all moving around. It's going to take me a minute to get all put together, y'all. So bear with me. So, how's everybody doing? How y'all hanging in there? Everybody feeling good? Thank you so much for everybody on here with us on today. This is a kind of a check-in from, hopefully that is going to stay there, Facebook. I'll just stay put. Kind of a check-in from last week. We talked about not allowing ourselves to get overwhelmed by the holidays that are coming. And so Pastor Connie in the house and Rachel, thank you for being here with me today, y'all. Just running a little late. It's there's 1,000 things going on today, so I'm sure you guys can all relate. So, but yeah, so just wanted to kind of do a check-in. I just finished a craft with a assisted living. Lawanda, what's up, my sister? I was doing a craft with one of the nursing facilities. It's a nice assisted living. They have a nice memory care. And Chrissy, what's up? Welcome. And so we were making Christmas stockings. And so we were having them put all the things where they wanted it, and then I was hot gluing it. So I burned my finger, and hot glues everywhere, glitter everywhere. So 'tis the season, right? And I'm here for it. It was a blast. So they have a great time, and of course I did too. So I figure if I'm going to show up, I may as well have a good time, because why not? So anyway, TikTok, welcome everybody over here. Love y'all. And so glad you're here with me. So anyway, doing a little check-in, like I said, from y'all can hear the buzzing on the phone. It's so crazy. From last week. So like I mentioned, we're about 16 days away from Christmas. And how's everybody doing? We're in it around here, where there's so much going on, and parties and get-togethers and responsibilities. And Connie, you're hot gluing too. Well, listen, don't burn your finger like I did. Can you see that? Like, anyway, I didn't die. So Tammy Palmer in the house. What's up? But anyway, it hurt. And so, uh, anyway, Ashley Brown, welcome. Good to see you. Melissa, thank you so much for tagging everybody. I appreciate you so much. So, anyway, last week we talked about just kind of being very careful and being, deliberate with the holiday season that we're in and learning to, take your time, rest when you can, say no to things that you can say no to if you need to, and uh and just take care of yourself. And so I yeah, bring it on, Chrissy. I know, me too. I really do love it, but sometimes it can be a lot. But uh I have so how many of you guys are reading the Proverbs with the Inner Circle and with Pastor Kim? I've been I don't know why I didn't know this, but the U version app will actually read it to you. And so if you guys don't know about the U version app, it reads the Bible to you. And so there's no reason for you to not read the Bible. And so I'm in my car so much and drive uh, at least 100 miles a day. And so I love the YouVersion app. And so I've really been digging that, hearing them read Proverbs to me. And the guy's voice is really cool. And so he's, he has a good accent. And so he's reading it to me, and I'm really, really digging it and really getting some good things out of it. But that was a sidebar. But I just didn't really realize that about the U version, that it would read it to you. So I don't know why, but anyway, I love it. I love it. So, but anyway, so like had told you guys last week, have just lots of things in process, with my work and all the things that are going on, and a lot of responsibilities. And so I have to, be careful and keep myself good, right? And so I'm super blessed. There's one of the groups, the marketing groups that I'm a part of, that um, I get to that I'm a part of, but I get to be the guest speaker in the morning, and so I'm really looking forward to it. It's such a blessing to be able to speak to the group. And so part of that I want to share with you guys and today. And so, Lindsay Snow, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Man, I love y'all so much. I really do. And I'm so thankful for you. But I don't want to mess with that. So tomorrow, like I said, when I get to speak to this group, we're going to talk about, and so you guys get to hear it first, hot off the press here over here first. But during this season and during this time when we do have so much going on, and we have so much responsibilities, and I don't know about you guys, but that seems to be kind of most of the time. But Donna, thank you for getting on here. I see you popping on. But what fills you up? What fills your cup? And so that's kind of going to be my big topic for tomorrow, is what fills your cup. And so when I saw this quote a long time ago that said, we don't get burned out from doing what we do. We get burned out. Wendy K, what's up? We don't get burned out from doing what we do. We get burned out because we forget why we do it. And that really, really, really blesses me. That really blessed me when I thought about it again, especially with the topic that I'm going to present on tomorrow and today with you guys. And so, so understanding yourself and what fills your cup. So if you understand why you do what you do, the ministry that God's called you to do, or the work that God's called you to do, or the giving that God's called you to do, whatever it is, if you will remember why you do it, then that should help kind of keep you going. And so Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sounds simple. I know. I get it. There are days where that doesn't work for me either, right? But but I do have to refocus. I was laying in bed last night trying to go to sleep and just, kind of coming down. And Wendy Peck, what's up, my sister? So proud of you, man. You're killing it too. But so I was laying in bed last night just trying to, like I said, kind of go to sleep. And I just started praying, and it just turned into like a worship type of thing, where I was just laying there and I was just so thankful to God for all of the blessings and all of the things. And so we're talking about what fills your cup, what replenishes you. Grace, thank you for being here. I love you. So what replenishes you during this time, especially when there's so much going out, so much is happening, and so much of you is required. What fills your cup? What replenishes your strength and your spirit and your drive and whatever, all the other things? And so I was literally just laying there worshiping God and just feeling this overwhelming sense of gratitude and just feeling overwhelmed in his presence of just thank you, God. Thank you for this work that I get to do. Thank you for this position I get to be in. Thank you for the people I get to work with and these families and these patients that we get to interact with. And the more that I said that, and the more that I got in that mindset and that attitude, y'all, I really started feeling myself getting strengthened and feeling myself feeling better because, like I said, there's been a lot going on lately. I had uh, a party Friday night, a party Saturday night. Monday, I had a party. Tuesday, today, I had a party. Tomorrow, I have something tomorrow night. And then plus all the other things that God is allowing me to do in between. That's just work. And so the Level Up Publishing stuff is going amazing. I'm working on 3 books right now for other people, and God is just amazing me and blowing my mind right now. And so I have so many, I have like 5 or 6 consultations this week. And so, y'all, this is on top of my full time job. So I'm coming home in the evenings and working and doing all this stuff. But the joy of the Lord is my strength. And so, reminding myself to stay in that attitude of gratitude, that attitude of worship, and reminding myself why I do what I do, it really has changed and helped me this week because I knew it. I knew that I had to do that or I was going to be in trouble. So yesterday I didn't have anything yesterday evening to do, and man, I came home and I was like, "Oh, I felt wiped out a little bit," And so I knew that this was my pause. This was my moment that I had to listen to my body. I had to uh, listen and uh, uh, do pay attention to myself, right? And had changed the light just a little bit. So there you go. That's what that was. And and so I really just tried to take some time and just rest. And like I said, just pay attention. But I'm a goer and a doer and all the things. And so it doesn't take me a lot. But I knew that that was my opportunity, and so I had to take that opportunity and rest. And um, so I want you to think about that today and the rest of this week is, uh, uh, yes, Wendy, I have one of those. Melissa is my virtual assistant and freaking killing and helping. And yeah, she between us, man, I'm gonna have we're gonna have so much stuff going on. Uh, I tell her all the time, I don't know how you're gonna, Melissa, I don't know how you're gonna keep working full time. She's like, oh, don't you worry, I got this. So, and I know she does. But uh, but understanding that we have that choice, right? That we have to stay in that attitude that we are thankful and grateful. And so like I mentioned before, uh maybe we say no to stuff. But what fills your cup? What replenishes you when you get so busy and stretched so thin, and you have a lot of responsibility going on. What refills you? What replenishes you? Do you even think about it? Do you think about taking time for yourself and taking time to replenish yourself? That's a powerful thing to think about. So I want you to write that down or think about that this week as you go through the rest of this week. And what fills your cup? What replenishes you when you are running 100 miles an hour and you got all these things going on and you have the holidays and parties and the work and family and all these responsibilities. Yeah, caffeine definitely helps, Lindsay, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Lots of caffeine. But then, here we are in the winter time. And so if we're not careful, we'll get dehydrated. So we got to drink water, but who wants to drink a lot of water? And so it's the balance. We got to drink water. And so, yeah, I try to balance everything, and then if I drink too much water, then I got to pee every 5 minutes. And then, so it's the whole thing. So, but um, so a couple of things that I wanted to throw out at you, as far as what fills my cup, that may be a good thought for you, that may help you. And so, a few things that fill my cup is just worship, gratitude, being thankful. Again, since I spend so much time on my car, I listen to a lot of worship music, and that's what I listen to. Elevation music. I love Forrest Frank. If you haven't heard Forrest Frank, you should. He's got some great music, uh, and and so music kind of like that, very uplifting, very encouraging. There's some that I like different stuff, but um, so worship fills my cup. Um, Prayer, being thankful to God fills my cup. And so then that gives me strength, because again, it helps me to remember, first of all, that this is not my strength, right? It's not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord. And so, Connie Mannering, there's you an old song. It's not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord of hosts. But so understanding that we don't do any of this in our own strength anyway, right? And so we have to, I think, recognize, okay, Grace, come on. Yes, I love it. I love it. Uh, and so, uh, the other thing that fills my cup is really giving to people. When I go to uh, meet with a family about hospice, we're going to talk to them about hospice and what we do and the process and all of those things. To me, that's not a sad thing. It's not depressing. It's not sad, but I've done it for a long time, and so I. Uh, I want them to understand that it's a blessing and it's a benefit and all of those things. And so when I be able to have those conversations and pour out to them, y'all, it's a ministry. It's a ministry of love and service, because we're providing a service to them that they may not know about. And so when you're having a conversation about end of life stuff and this type of service, people just don't know about it. And so having a conversation with them and explaining that they're going to have help, they're going to have somebody that's going to be there with them, and going through all that, uh, the details with them, you can, I can see their shoulders just kind of, it's like I've taken some weight off of them and helped them with a be a solution to a problem, a situation that they have. And so that blesses me to be able to pour out to people. And so, one thing too that I don't know that y'all think about it like this, but um, if you don't pour out and if you don't empty yourself out, you can't be refilled to start with. Um, if you stay just you keep it all to yourself, then you can become stagnant. And then if you become stagnant, then it starts to stink and it starts to, just turn gross, right? But a spring that continues to flow continues to be fresh and new and refreshing, right? And so my cup gets full by giving. And so, but it's a happy medium, right? I have to be careful that I do spend time filling my cup with worship and prayer. And welcome, Chris Foster. Welcome, welcome. And all those things that I know I better do so that I can stay strong. And so the other things that help me is being around the right people, my circle, my innermost circle of people that um, can help me stay on track. They can help refill me because if we have the right people in our lives, then it's reciprocal, right? We're encouraging each other, we're supporting each other, we're lifting each other up in prayer. We're sending messages to each other to say, hey, sister, hey, brother, I was just thinking about you today. Just wanted you to know you were on my heart, so I just wanted you to know that. I didn't need anything. I just wanted you to know I love you. I appreciate you so much. I see you. Wendy's so good at that. I see you. I celebrate you. And uh, uh, it's so amazing to be around the right people, and they can help refill you. Uh, yeah, that's so good, Wendy. That's exactly right. Uh, relating hospice to spiritual, to a ministry, because a lot of people are spiritual hospice, and so uh, they need that jolt to bring them back. And so we have patients that actually graduate off of hospice, and they get a little bit better, and so they don't qualify anymore for hospice, and so we have to discharge them, and that's a good day. We like those days. And so, uh, but uh, being around the right people that can fill you up genuinely, appropriately, with the right spirit, the right attitude, right? They're not doing it for anything else but just the fact that they care and love about you and want to pour back into you. And so um it's thank you, Wendy. I appreciate you. But we don't always uh you guys may not notice that, or maybe you do. I hope you do. But what refills your cup? If you get around the wrong people that are negative all the time, they're everything is bad. Uh, we work with people like that in this industry that I work in, right? They're always negative. They always have something negative to say. You bring something positive, and well, you should have called me before you took that job because I would have told you not to do that, or you should have called me before you took that position in with that group, or because I had some information I could have shared with you. Well, negative Nelly Nancy, I don't think I needed your input, or I would have asked you. So thanks, but no thanks. And so there are people, right? We've been talking about reading in Proverbs about people that will entice you to do bad things, right? Like gossip and be negative. And so if you struggle with depression at all, and this time of year is where it can be a little more difficult, but um, uh, you have to seriously be careful who you spend time with because it will just take you right off course, right? And so you have to keep yourself filled up, and being around the right people is so critical and so important because um I do not have the capacity, I do not have the bandwidth to deal with negative people for no reason. You know, um, we hear all the time, you know, uh, that people put themselves in positions and then want to complain about it. They sign up to do all these things and then they complain because they're so busy and they're so worn out and they're so tired and give. Well, maybe they forgot why they did it. So remember what I said at the start. We don't get burned out because we do what we do. We get burned out because we forget why we do it. So I want you to understand that we have the choice. We get to make that decision of how we think and how we can shift things around. One of my coworkers, man, we're so thankful that we get to do this work that we get to do, and we say it a lot. Maybe I'm having a moment, and I need to have a moment, but by the time the conversation ends, we are uplifted, we feel encouraged, we feel strengthened, and so we're not you know, gossiping and nitpicking and tearing each other and everybody else down. It's working through the conversation and then saying, but what an amazing job we get to do. What an amazing thing that we get to do and be a part of and the people that God's brought in our lives. And so shifting it back around. And so the people that we're around, there may be times where you have to, for your own sanity, for your own uh uh you know whatever, uh put some people on mute. I can't talk to you today. Today is not the day for me to talk to you. And not feel bad about it, because you have to protect yourself. How do you fill your cup? What fills your cup? Maybe denying one phone call can help replenish you, right? You do not have to take every single phone call, unless it's from me, Melissa Diaz, because then I need you to take. No, I'm kidding. But I don't even get to talk to her that much because we're just busy. But there are just people that as soon as you hit that button, it's going to be negative, and that's what it's going to be. So those things do not fill your cup. They do not fill your cup. They do not encourage you by having those negative conversations. So you get to decide that. And so, yes, exactly. Yes, Melissa, that's right. Amen. But so what fills your cup? What things can you add to that list? Like I said, being around the right people. Sometimes the poppers of the party. Yeah, those are the people that you got to get. Dr. Perry in the house. I love you so much. Denisha getting in here. So what fills your cup? So if you understand that you get to have the ingredients for all the stuff that you put into you to determine the kind of day that you're going to have. And so, yes, if you if you're stuck in a work environment right now that's not the greatest, and there's people around you that are negative, I love what Tammy Palmer used to say is, she'll just put her earphones in and have music going, and she just can buzz around doing whatever she needs to do and keep herself focused, right? And so sometimes there are situations that come up that need to, like I said, get rid of some things out of us so that we can be refilled. We can be filled up with the fresh water, the fresh presence of God, the fresh strength of God. And so, like I said, there are just some people that when I know I'm going to be around them, I know that I have to pray ahead of time, especially, and say, God, help my attitude to stay good. Help me not be affected by their attitude. Help me be a positive effect on them in this situation. And so, again, understanding that maybe not everybody has has the type of relationship with God that you do. And so maybe they are a little bit more naturally negative. And they that's just seems to be how they are. But here's what also God's been telling me a lot is they're watching you. They're watching you, TikTok. They're watching you, YouTube. They're watching you, Facebook. There are people around you that are watching you. And so to me, that doesn't add pressure. To me, that uh, just reminds me that I represent God, and so I have to be careful about my attitude. My gosh, I'm so not perfect, and there are some times where, man, I miss it. Man, I mess it up. Debbie Harjo, what's up? I love you, Debbie Harjo. Um, and I do not do naturally negative either, Connie. Nuh-uh. No, 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 no. That is not my wheelhouse, not my colors wheel, whatever kind of wheel we're talking about. It's not. But filling your cup with the word, because when we have the word of God in our heart, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. And so if you have the word of God in your heart, then uh, that is what should come out, right? And those things should come out. And listen, you may have to tell yourself, you may have to have a conversation with yourself to say the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Those negative people that are bringing negative energy and negative attitudes and negative into my space, it doesn't get to stay here. And so that helps me fill my cup on those hard days. Y'all, I can deal with a lot of rejection in a day, a lot. And so it can feel negative when people don't return a phone call, they don't return a text, or they don't, they don't reciprocate things, we do for them and they don't do. And so there is a lot of those days where, again, I have to remind myself why I do what I do. In ministry, we have to remind ourselves why we do what we do, to love on people, to be that example to people, to show God, Jesus to people, to love people. So every morning at work, we have a stand-up call is what we call it, stand-up. And so everybody calls in, and it's a very fast meeting. We just kind of go through real quick and kind of just touch on our day, where we're going to be as the marketing team, and some very, very quick. It's like 7 to 10 minutes usually tops. And so on Fridays we do Grateful Friday or Thankful Friday. And so then those days where everybody gets the chance to say what they're thankful for. And y'all, that fills my cup, because everybody starts to testify basically of what they're thankful for. They're thankful for each other. We're thankful for this amazing job we get to do and this amazing team that we get to work with. And so those are things that fill my cup on Friday at the end of the week, when we're spent and we've done all the things and we've done, we've worked and all of these things. And so those little things like that fill my cup. And so this morning, so every morning we have one of the chaplains. So part of hospice, we have the nurse, the aide, the social worker, a chaplain, the marketing team. And so it's such an amazing team of people that care for the patients. And so the chaplain office offers spiritual support for the family. That is a requirement by Medicare, that we assess their spiritual needs, whatever that is. And so Angel Brown in the house, what's up? So whatever that is, wherever they are, that's where they're met. And so anyway, so the every morning the chaplains take turns opening the meeting with prayer. And sometimes they have a little snippet of something they want to share. And so this morning, and every morning it's great. Every morning it's just, man, fire. It's like, going to church, because these folks are fired up. I mean, 8:30 in the morning and they are fired up. And so they're speaking into the team, right? And they're praying over the team. They're praying over safety for the team and open doors and right conversations and blessings and all these things. And so those are the things that fill me up. And so this morning, one of the chaplains was telling a story of Christine. Welcome in. I'm glad you made it. So this morning, one of the chaplains just shared this story that I couldn't wait to share with you guys because it was this morning. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so great to share. But uh, he was in a retail store where they sell games and computers and all types of stuff. And there was, I guess it was a game or something like that that was on display. And so two ladies kind of got there at the same time, and I guess maybe it was the last one. It was like a big important game or something. I don't remember what he said, but um, it was the last one on the shelf, and they both got there at the same time, and they both claimed it. Right? I got here first. No, I got here first. It's mine. No, it's mine. Um, you know, and he said he really thought they were about to go to blows over this thing. It was getting a little heated, and he didn't know, what his next move was going to be. Like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? These, there are people under so much stress these days that you just don't know what they might do, and so it just kept getting more escalated and more heated, and he just didn't know. And so then all of a sudden he said one of them kind of, it looked like she was going to lunge for the other one, and he was kind of bracing for impact, and so did she. So the other lady, and y'all, what she did was she was reaching, and she reached out and she just grabbed this lady and just hugged her, and she said, "You know what? I apologize. Um, and this is such a crazy time of the year," and just started just kind of loving on her. And she apologized, and she said, "You got here first. You should take this." And um and so then it was a back and forth with that. She said, "No, you take it. No, you take it." And so finally, the lady that reached out and gave her the hug, she diffused the situation. She diffused it. Now, of course, you probably should be careful, but in this situation, it worked out pretty cool. And so they hugged, and it de-escalated that situation, and it just changed the trajectory of that whole situation in a minute. And so they embraced, and uh, it was such a beautiful thought to think of uh, being able to do that, to be able to have the wherewithal to even get yourself out of that moment to say, hold up, let me just fix this. Let me just, you know, uh, uh, give her a hug, you know, and um, and so she did. She hugged her, and he said that it just de-escalated the whole thing. They hugged and they apologized, and we're just kind of, like I said, back and forth on it. And so the lady that did the hugging ended up with the game, and the other lady insisted, and so um, there are other stores in town, right? And so maybe she was able to find it at another store, and maybe the lady that ended up with the game, maybe she prayed for her. Maybe she took something that was inside of her. She understood why she was doing what she was doing, right? And it filled her up. So sometimes we can do things that will fill other people up, and then it blesses us in return. So I will never see these ladies. I wasn't in that situation. I wasn't there, but their story blessed me, y'all. Their story blessed me and filled me up just a little bit this morning, right? And so, such a powerful story for me. It just hit my heart. It hit my spirit on how incredible that was and how differently that could have gone, besides how it did go. And so, uh, and so I pray again. I don't know this lady. I'll never probably know her. But my prayer for this lady that did not receive the game is that maybe she'll go somewhere and find it, and it'll be on sale, and she'll pay less money for it anyway than she would have paid if she would have been the winner of this argument, and she would have walked out with the game. And so, so Father, bless this lady wherever she is, that she will walk in somewhere else and she will find it, and it'll be cheaper. It'll be on sale. She'll get the best deal that ever. And she'll think about that moment when this stranger hugged on her, and instead of punching her in the face, right? And so, um, what fills your cup? What fills your cup? So, y'all, we can gripe and be negative and complain about how cold it is, or how much money things cost, or how much, how little we have, or how much we have to do. Or we can share stories like this with each other, and we can pour into each other and say, let's just be, Jesus with skin on it with people, and let's love on people. And, oh yeah, Christine, that's so good. We cannot receive blessings with our fists closed. When you're doing this, you can't receive anything. But if you're like this, you can receive. And so that's powerful. Yeah. That's very, very good. And so yeah, maybe she'll find it in the clearance section, 50% off. Yeah, come on, let's go, Angel. And so yeah, y'all, why not? Let's just pray for this lady. Now I've shared this story with you, and so yeah, pray for this stranger that none of us will ever know. That God will bless her, that God will take that moment and He will bless her, and He will heal something in her that needed to be healed in that moment with that hug. The hugger, she didn't know what that hug might have meant uh, to her. And so, so what fills your cup? Man, that gets me emotional, because you just never know. By pouring out to someone else, it can fill you up. And being obedient to the Spirit in little things can just, like I said, change the trajectory of your whole day, and maybe somebody else's whole day. And so I have just been so excited to share this with you guys today, because when we can be specific and we can be very uh, thoughtful about what's going on around us, we don't have to be drained and feel just exhausted all of the time. Uh, my goodness, all my stuff's running. But what fills your cup? If we pay attention to it, I have water, right, which I need. But if I don't ever replenish it, then then what? I'm gonna sit here and get dehydrated. And so I have to go in there, and I have to get the water, and I have to pour it in, right? So it takes action. Man, if you guys haven't heard Pastor Kim's message from Sunday, you better hurry up and get over there and listen to it on her YouTube, because it was so, so, so good. Thank you, Christine. I love you. Hey, Dahlia, welcome, welcome. But Pastor Kim's message was this past Sunday was, God moves when you move. And man, oh man, that hit my spirit. And I was like, come on. It was so good, so powerful, because sometimes we're waiting for God to fill our cup, but we're not doing anything. We're not taking any action to help Him fill our cup. We're not putting ourselves in the right situations, in the right, positions. Uh, Absolutely, Missy Ann. I love that. That's amazing. Keep doing it. No matter what, keep doing that. That's amazing. So, so we pay attention, y'all. What fills your cup? Hearing a story about some two strangers that were acting crazy in some retail store, fighting over a game, ended up hugging it out. Man, that can be something that simple that can fill your cup. But you have to put action to it, right? You have to put yourself in situations where your cup can be refilled. You can't just, sit at home all day every day and don't reach out to anybody, and keep the blinds closed and sit in a dark room and be depressed. When your life, when you're going through a situation, you can't lash out at people. you know, um, and be uh, hateful to people and expect that they're going to want to help you. We have to, um, we have to understand that hurt people, right? And don't bleed on people that didn't cut you. If I'm trying to help you, then don't bleed on me. I'm just trying to help you. But we have to put ourselves in situations to have our cup filled, to be in the right situations. God, man, I pray every day, y'all. God, help me connect with the right people at the right time for right now in my life. Help me to put action, helped me to put faith to my action. Uh Debbie. But help me to put feet to my faith, right? Action. Help me to do what I'm supposed to do so that I can be in the position to receive. Just like Christine was saying a while ago, this is not the position to receive. This is a position. This is a position to receive, right? Praise and worship. We yield to you, God. And so those are those positions that we can be in so that we can receive from God and from other people. Like I said, I believe that God, we can interact with people that can bless us. And so, um, if we're in the right spot, if we're in the right headspace, right? And so, what fills your cup? What's been filling your cup these last 8 days? We're already a week into this month already, over a week, and uh, Ashley, yeah. Sometimes these toddlers, man, they don't want to fill you up. I bet, do they? Amen. Oh Lord, but I say this a lot, y'all, but I really, really do this. I really mean it. Um, I try to be so strategic, so on purpose with saying, God, what is this trying to teach me? Instead of why is this happening or being mad at people for not helping or whatever the situation might be. But what is this trying to teach me, God? Help me to understand what I need to do different so that I make better choices so that things are better, right? And so help me to make better financial situations and decisions so that my finances are better. Or help me to make better health decisions so that I feel better, or um, or whatever the situation is. The Bible says, "Give and it shall be given, good measure, pressed down, shaken together." And I say this all the time too. I feel like, but we're talking about uh, bringing tithe into the storehouse and bringing things like that. I feel like it's also our time. Uh, bring whatever you need if you'll give that. Man, I love going back to kind of what Pastor Kim was talking about on Sunday, where the woman that she was the widow woman, and it was her and her son. There was a famine in the land that God told Elijah to put, pray this drought over the land because it was a setup, right? And so then God sent Elijah to the widow and said, bring me some water. And Donna Lunsford in the house, what's up? And then as she was going to get the water, he said, "Oh, and by the way, can you just make me a cake?" And she's like, "Hold up, wait a minute. I have enough meal and enough oil to make one more cake, and I was going to make that for me and my son, and we were going to eat it, and we were going to die." She said that because she didn't know who she was even talking to, right? And so sometimes God will allow people to come into our life that we didn't even know we needed, right? She didn't even know God. She didn't know nothing about God until that moment when the prophet stepped in and said, "Make me a cake first." And so she had a decision to make. She could have went and said, "Forget you. I'm going to keep doing what I was going to do anyway." And she went in and she got that last bit of meal. She got that last little bit of oil and she made him a cake first. And then every time she went back to get meal and flour or whatever it was and oil, there was always enough. And so by her action, she always had enough. And so, man, that got me fired up thinking about that this week, because what fills my cup? Being obedient to God fills my cup. Even if I don't feel like there's anything left in here to give, if he says to say something to somebody, if he says to bless somebody with something or do something, if I am obedient, there's always going to be enough for what I need to do. Always, no matter what. And so I have to determine I don't go by how I feel, I go by what I know. And so, body, you're just going to have to catch up and get in line and whatever. But what fills your cup? What fills your cup? Um, maybe it's maybe God's waiting on you to do the thing that He's told you to do. He's asked you to do. It's been confirmed every way it can be confirmed, and you still haven't done it. And so, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? There's some things that you need to be doing that if you'll do it, your cup will be filled. Your cup will be filled up by your obedience. So that's what fills my cup is being obedient to God. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. Do I miss it? Absolutely. Do I think sometimes? Absolutely. But you know what? I learn, and then the next time I try to be better. And and then I open myself up to blessings, and people pour into me, and and people can love on me, and then that fills my cup. And then again, it's reciprocal, where it comes in and it goes out, so that it doesn't get stagnant, and it's fresh. It's fresh all the time. Because y'all, if my attitude starts getting bad, I know it's because it's time to be flushed out. It's time to flush it out. And so we got to do that. So y'all, I love y'all so much. I'm so thankful that you spent some time with me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I pray that this blessed you in some way, and you can think about that the rest of this week. And we're in the holiday season, and so think about that this rest of this year. We've got about 20, 21 days, something like that. I don't know. It's 16 days till Christmas. I know that because it's everywhere, all over these communities I go in. But think about it, man. Think about it. What fills your cup? And allow God to do that. Allow God to open your eyes. God, help me to see what you want me to see. Help me to hear what you want me to hear. And help me to say what you want me to say. Man, that's powerful. So, Wendy, I love you. I love y'all so much. Ashley and Christine and Tammy, everybody that's on here. Listen, I start naming names and then I'll get myself in trouble. So, 35 days until conference. Ashley, come on, man. Conference fills my cup, man. Conference fills my whole tank, man. The whole water tower, man. I get filled up. Just yeah, it's powerful. So anyway, I love y'all so much. I will can't wait to see you next week. And pray for me. I pray for you that your cup stays full, and that you are able to minister to people around you, even if it's just a hug or a hello or a here's $5, whatever it looks like. So y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself. Rest when you need to rest. Push when you need to push, and be a blessing when you should be a blessing. And God's gonna bless y'all so much. And so I love you, love you, love you. And I'll see you next week.